Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. You're watching In Deep on the Delta, and this is the weekly Delta fishing report for the week of March 25th. Now I know you guys are all tuning in for the largemouth bass report for the Delta, so that's what we're going to start focusing in on. Now, through the remainder of the summer, I will keep in contact with Clear Lake Bait and Tackle and John Liechty from Experienced Guide Service, and if something happens at Clear Lake or on the mother lode that is really good or really bad, I'll let you guys in on that. But like I said, for the rest of the summer, we're going to really focus in on largemouth bass on the Delta. I would like to just congratulate John and his tournament partner Rob for a tournament they had a couple weeks ago down in McClure. And you guys all know McClure. It usually takes about 12-14 pounds to win a tournament. They won a tournament with a 27-pound bag down there. They had a 12-pound kicker, had a fish over 7, a fish over 6. So congratulations to John and Rob. You guys did a heck of a job. John also informed me that that was his second 12-pounder of the week. He caught a 12-pounder 7 days prior to their tournament on Maloney's. And 2 days ago, he got a 9-pounder. So congratulations, John. I'm glad you're having such a great time up there. And whatever you're eating, send me the recipe because I want to eat some of that stuff. So with that, we're going to get right into the largemouth bass on the California Delta. Let's get into water conditions and then we'll get into the fishing conditions. I've been all over from all the way up to Sycamore Slough, White Slough, Bishop Cut, Paradise. You guys know I run out of Paradise a lot. Up and down the channel all the way up to Fisherman's Cut. What we're looking at for water clarity up north in Sycamore and the McCollum, it's probably 7 or 8 feet of visibility. Once you get closer to the channel, it's probably maybe 4 or 5 feet visibility. Maybe after windy day, it may cloud up, but visibility is really good all over the Delta. The fish seem to be biting better in the 4 to 5 foot visibility. So if you can find that stained water, that's probably a good thing. Water temperatures have increased to 59, 60 degrees. That's really good. They've been on a steady increase. You would think the bite would be really good. Well, here's the situation on the bite. There's been some big bags come in. Tournaments have been producing some big bags, but the fishing is up and down, and it really is weather dependent. We have had that cold north wind blowing, and when I get on the dock and I walk out there and I tie my boat up, if I feel that cold north wind, I know it's going to be a tough day. So the weather fronts that have coming in have been playing havoc with the bite and really not allowing us to have a consistent bite. One day it's pretty good, one day it can be really good, and the next day it can be super slow. I've talked to a bunch of people on the dock, and a lot of folks are really struggling out there. We're going to get into that because I have some words of advice for not only the novice anglers but the experienced anglers that are on the Delta that I've been talking to. And you know who you guys are. I've been talking to you, and we've been chit-chatting back and forth about how we're not having such great luck. We're not catching these 30-pound bags. We'll talk a little bit about that later, and I'll give you guys a word of advice. Anyhow, we have good water conditions. Everything looks to be on the upswing this weekend. We're going to have some stable weather, sunshine, which is going to bring that water temperature probably over 60. Maybe we'll get 62, 63 degrees of water temperature this next week, and I think that is going to really kick things into high gear here on the Delta. As far as the migration of the fish into pre-spawn, boy, it's still early pre-spawn. I am not seeing a lot of big fish in the shallows, and I'm not seeing a lot of bucks. Maybe there's a few in there. Maybe a few of them have dug beds and had and done their spawning thing, but for the most part, they're still not in that mid pre-spawn portion of their life. I believe most of the fish are still staging. Most of the fish that have been caught, and all of the people that have been sending me in reports have been saying that they're catching them in sparse tules, off of tule points in about 5 to 6 feet of water, and in those areas that are adjacent to where you would think they would be spawning. So they're starting to stage, they're in early pre-spawn, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen real fast, especially if that water temperature rises up to that 60, 62 degree mark and we get some stable water conditions. So that's where the fish are. They're still early pre-spawn or staging. Not a lot of fish in the shallows, although there are a few people that are hugging the bank and pitching and punching and getting a few fish. But that's not where the bulk of the fish are being caught. This week, most of the fish, the number one bait is still a worm, a dark colored worm, and you want red flake in it. Red and black has come into play this week, and that doesn't only mean if you've been using a worm, but if you are throwing a jig, red and black. I've got some good reports on that. I've got red and black chatterbaits, red and black spinnerbaits. For some reason, a lot of people sent in this week and said red and black was their color. But worms are number one, and you're not going to like this because they're worms that are being fished really, really slow. The slower the better, and those are actually getting the bigger fish too. So worms would be number one, and just like last week, chatterbaits and crankbaits are 50-50. Red and black have come in, those colors have come into play. I know there are people throwing jerk baits. There's people that are throwing A-rigs and a drop shot. Those are the 4 or 5 techniques that I would stick to. And again, fishing a slow worm is going to be number one. I've got a few pictures that I'd like to show. And number one, first picture we have up here is Jeff, and Jeff is a bank angler, and he sent me some correspondence. He's been fishing out there for about 3 years, and this week he caught his personal best. This is Jeff with his 6-pound fish from the bank. Congratulations, Jeff. It's a tough gig fishing off the bank, and a 6-pounder is a definite trophy. So Jeff, good job to you. I went out this week with my friend Jerry, and it seems like everyone I go with catches a big fish except for me. I want to show a picture of Jerry's fish. We got that today. Today's Wednesday. So Jerry got a nice fish out there today. And I'd also like to congratulate Rick and his partner. Rick sent me a little correspondence saying that, him and his partner have been out there just grinding away. They didn't get a 30-pound bag, but they got a 6-pound kicker and a limit of fish this week. First time they've got a limit in I don't know how long. Maybe it sounds like they've been out there for several months and really grinding, but they're finally able to put a limit in the boat. That's really good. Hey, here's a picture of me with a striper. I got a striper on a chatterbait this week. I've got 2 or 3 of them, and they've been nice fish. So the guys that are out there fishing stripers, there are stripers in the system. I've been getting them on chatterbaits. I don't think people are killing the stripers out there, but it's a good time to be out there whether you're fishing for stripers or largemouth bass. So with that, I'd like to just end with a few words of encouragement. Everyone out there has not been catching fish, and I've been talking to a lot of what I would call seasoned anglers out there. They're not personal friends, but when I talk to them at the dock, I can tell these guys are putting in their time. I can tell by the way they got their boats rigged up. I can tell by the wind burn on their face that they've been out putting in their time, and we're all talking about, man, this guy's had a 30-pound bag there. Where are these guys getting these 30-pound bags? I'm out here grinding and I'm really having trouble. Well, it kind of helps me a little bit when I go out there and I know I'm having a tough time. I talk to other or experienced anglers that probably know a lot more about the Delta than I do, and they're having trouble. What I have to tell you guys is this. It's not always a 90-degree turn that you're going to have to take to get those big fish or those big bags. Just remember, go out there, keep grinding, and you might find that for you, the experienced angler, not a 90-degree turn, it may just be a little veer off of what you're doing. Maybe going to the middle part of the slough instead of the back part of the slough, or maybe just changing a color, some small little item. You guys are going to start getting your big fish, and we'll all be smiling. just keep grinding out there and keep working it, and you guys will get your big fish. That's the word of advice to the experienced anglers. Now the novice anglers, I've been hearing a lot of reports that, hey, I'm finally getting some fish, but I'm reading about these, big 30-pound bags and I'm getting all small fish. This is my a suggestion to you. Don't worry about getting the big fish right now. Try to catch as many fish as you can and stay on those fish. That's the way you learn by catching fish. The big fish will come, and just remember this: those fish that you're catching now, the small fish, if you can stay on those fish, the big fish are not far away. And as spawn gets deeper into to the actual spawn, those big fish will start showing up. So stay on the small fish, keep catching them, fish those same areas, give it maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and those bigger fish are going to come in there, and you too are going to be getting some big fish in your bags. This weekend should be really good tidal coefficients, good sunlight penetration, stable weather conditions, rising water temperatures. The next week, I think, is really going to be the week that the Delta breaks loose. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys who have been sending in the reports. Keep the reports coming. Make sure you get out there and start fishing. Now is the time to be on the water. Be careful. There's a lot more traffic on the water out there. Don't be cutting corners in the sloughs. Slow down a little bit. Be courteous to the other people out there and have a good time. I want to wish all you guys good luck. I hope to see you guys on the water sometime out there. Make sure you stop and say hi. Make sure you send me a report. With that, good luck, and we'll see you guys on the water.